In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
How are you? Oh, hang on, camera's a wee bit off there. We just need to sit myself there so I can look at yous and go, hi, how are yous? Welcome to Radio Apocalypse on a Thursday night. It's the Covid Chronicles, our little lovely weekly look at newsies type stuff that's related or unrelated to COVID-19. And one of my children have left the room and left the door open. Ruin, go pass me that pillow, please, that cushion. Pass me that cushion. Thank you, yes please. I just need to make sure the door's shut so I don't speak too loud and wake up my wife and the baby. How are yous all tonight? I hope that you're good, and you're gooder than good. Please say hello in the chit chat because I like to know who we're speaking to. There is Morgan there. I am here suffering from a migraine and stuff today, but I am here. I've sent you some messages in Discord, Morgan, so have a wee looky-loo at them, and I hope that you're a-okay with them. And yes, tonight I'm personally going to oh look, there's Celine. How are you, Celine? Thank you for joining us. I love it when you're on. You know that? I really do. This is the start of my show before we even do any ripples. We don't just go out and do stuff, we actually talk about important things as well. Can you believe that? Hold on, I need to be right here. And I'm a bit too hot, let me just undo this just now. Whew. Roasting. So thank you for coming and saying hello, Celine. That's brilliant. I had so much fun speaking to you last night. You're amazing. Thank you. I followed you on this account and my other account, just so you know, because you had so much energy when you were handed that iPad last night and you could see yourself on my stream. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Can you make sure you shut that door, please? Good. Right, so yeah, there we go. Tonight I want to talk about a little comment that Boris Johnson said that might have been taken out of context, about there not being borders between Scotland and England. And Barry, who is sitting in the green room just now, basically turned round and said the scruffy one said there's no borders, so there is borders. And I think the scruffy one is the perfect description for Boris Johnson, which is great. What's up? What's up? I don't understand what that means. No, you need to tell me because I'm speaking to the world just now. What's up? What's wrong? Okay. You sure? Okay. Alright, cool. Very good. That's my biggest boy. Telling me he's just out the shower, which is great. Can you shut the door, please? Oh man, hold on a second. Thank you. I love teenagers, but I could never eat a whole one. I could try, with a bit of seasoning, salt and pepper, maybe with the right marinade for a couple of days to to make the meats a bit less chewy, it would be okay. Yes, so I want to just draw a contrast between the two styles of leadership in the UK. Lover or hater, Nicola Sturgeon seems to be the adult in the room. I know that she's not perfect, but compared to Boris Johnson, it's a clear mile in difference of leadership. And you know, I'm going to put this out there. When I show you the video of Nicola Sturgeon, okay, if you're of the persuasion that turns round and will quite confidently say, well, she's just saying that for political gain, she's taken the political high horse, then you're the exact problem of what she's talking about, alright? Because somebody needs to be a friggin' grown up in the situations, and if she was a Labour person, I would be saying, look at that, that's the example that we need. If she was a Tory person, I'd be, yep, she might be a Tory, but she's on the ball with it. Okay, which it just so happens to be a political leader that I can get my weight behind. She's not perfect. No politician in my mind is perfect, but that is pretty much the case for it all. But we do have in the Bacchus Rumus, I just need to take off one person's picture because he's not here. Boom, he's gone. Is Cognac and Barry. Are you there, gentlemen? No. Hold on. I just need to make sure comms is on. And I need to make sure that I'm in the Discord. Yes. Hi, Cognac. And I know Barry's there. He's just deliberately being silent. We don't mind that. We don't mind that at all. But we don't have them on video tonight. We have them. Oh, we need to take away the picture of Mo. Hold on a second. Let me just bring that back again. Ding, ding, ding. And we'll get rid of the picture of Mo because you can see.
I look pretty.
Oh, you do look pretty. Oh, there he is. There they are. Wonderful. Okay, so, good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing because I've heard some lovely entertainment news.
Good. Well, can we come on to that at the end? Because I like entertainment news. It entertains me.
Oh yes, actually one bit of entertainment news and one bit of very heavy entertainment rumour.
Oh. Well, I can tell by the tone in your voice that it's something that might distract us from the mainstream conversation. Which is not a bad thing, to be perfectly honest. Right, and I believe Cognac as well, he's got some news for us too. I got a whole bunch of messages from the Cognac. I'm going to see what links he sent me. Holy crap. Right, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were doing so this is a COVID Chronicles one, so that's
no. You can talk about all those things. Unfortunately, I had a phone call from a very long lost friend of mine. Before I started the show, for 2 hours we sat and talked politics. So I'm kind of like, grrr, politics just now. So I've not had time to pull off those wonderful images that you put there just now, which is great. The music is a tad loud. Hold on, I can't even hear it. Do we still have music playing? Hold on. Now I've got the music down at a low level. Hold on, I will make it lower. But I can't even hear it.
Turn your mic up a little bit.
Turn my mic up. My mic's up at where it should be. Let's see, my mic is there. Let me check the sound deck now. No, mic is all fine where it should be. And yep, comms is right. You guys are all right. Everything seems to be fine. Is it still too loud, Morgan? Because I can just turn it off. I can turn it right down and have it just on a tad little bit like that. Okay, we'll leave it there until Morgan out in internet land tells me that's better. Good girl, good boy, good person. Oh, do you know what? Take me out the back and fucking shoot me. Alright? I'm really sorry. Just fucking shoot me. Alright? That's all I'm saying. Alright? And you can go and chastise me later, Morgan, for it, because my brain's pre-programmed, okay? That's all I'm saying. It'll take.
You tried shooting last time, the bullet went right through both ears.
I know, because there's no space there, man. That's my problem. I won't shoot you, thank you. Will you forgive me though? That's the most important part. Okay, that is the most important part. Okay, anyway. Hello. Let me just make sure that mic's working. I want to talk about a bit of political opportunism and a little bit of the comparison of leadership tonight. And Barry says I'll do it. Thank you, Barry. And you're speaking to me as well. I'm just going to get straight to it, okay? I'm going to bring up this particular little thing and I'm going to play it. It's only about 40 seconds long and I just want you to take note on the style of leadership of
Mr. Speaker, does my right honourable Fred not share my anger and the frustration of the Scottish tourist sector just as it's getting back on its feet, that it's having the legs pulled out from under it by deeply irresponsible, damaging and divisive talk of arbitrary border closures and quarantining of visitors from across the rest of the United Kingdom?
Prime Minister. Well, Mr. Speaker, I must say I find the suggestion absolutely astonishing and shameful. There have been no such discussions with the Scottish administration about that. But I would point out to my honourable friend what he knows very well. There is no such thing as a border between England and Scotland.
Right, okay, there's not Cognag, unfortunately. You would have to be watching that kind of on the stream. Basically, it was Boris Johnson answering a question from one of his party members who's an MP up in Aberdeen, which is part of Scotland. And, excuse me. The long and short of it, he was criticising the Scottish Parliament, the Scottish Government, about not opening up the tourist industry just yet. Something I believe that you want to talk about towards sort of like opening up a bit too early as well. Now, the whole point there is it was all sabre rattling and prattle to do with what was the question about closing the borders, stopping people coming across, and everything like that. Now, I'm going to play Nicola Sturgeon's kind of response to this, and some of you might think that, well, she's turned around and sort of like basically saying, well, what you would expect her to say, taking that moral high horse, but sorry, the moral high ground. Nicola Sturgeon has been consistent right the way through this with her attitude towards this. And you know something? You can turn around and say she's not perfect, and I'll agree with you. She's not a perfect politician. No politicians are perfect. But like I said earlier, you stand her beside Boris Johnson, and it's definitely a massive difference. So this is from my Twitter, which I saved it from. Just listen.
On to the detail of your question, a preliminary point, and I'm not having a go at you, Alistair. I'm
quiet. I need to make that a bit louder. Where's desktop volume? Because that's dead quiet. There we go. Desktop. A wee bit louder, please, Nicola. And we will turn that back a bit and go.
Can I just make a point before I come on to the detail of your question, a preliminary point, and I'm not having a go at you, Alistair, I'm just observing, I suppose, on how you framed the question, because others will be using the same language. The fact that we are describing this as a row should make us all take a long, hard look at ourselves. Look around the country, the world right now. I've already talked about America. You'll have the same situation between different landers in Germany. I just got tweeted by a public health expert, I think, in Australia this morning, saying something along the lines of, you know, this is standard between states and Australia. Other countries are just doing what they need to do in a public health sense to try to stop the transmission of a virus. We're talking about Dumfries and Galloway here. I hope it doesn't, but just for argument's sake, if we don't succeed in containing this and it was to run out of control, then we'd be looking at how we stopped it moving from Dumfries and Galloway into other parts of Scotland or south into England. This is public health. And the fact that in Scotland we are trying to turn it into, and I'm saying we to be charitable because it isn't me, but the fact that some are trying to turn this into a kind of standard political constitutional row is frankly disgraceful. And if I ever stand here and say, you know, I'm worried that this might be seen politically or constitutionally, so I'm not going to consider an option that could actually save people's lives. If you ever hear me saying that or suspect that's the way in which I'm dealing with this, then that's the point you will know I've stopped doing my job and carrying out my duty properly, and I am determined I'm not going to get into that position. Now, on to your question, yes, there would be a lot of practical considerations, as I'm sure.
Right, I'm going to stop it there because the rest is political prattle, which kind of answers the question that was asked, like, are we going to sort of close the borders? Is there going to be disruption? Yeah, of course there'll be disruption, but her point that she's making here, and we'll go back and we'll speak to the boys about this as well, because I know that Barry is probably got quite a strong opinion about this as well, is that Nicola Sturgeon, this is my thing, it's a comparison in leadership, alright? Nicola Sturgeon's been consistent all the way through this. She's holding her head high, and she's putting public health at the front of the agenda, right? Now, there may be a couple of times that she's mentioned other things, but the forefront of it all, she's been up there. Her message has been consistent. Do the fucking right thing. Okay, that is what basically their message is. That's what it boils down to. Okay, there's no going around shaking hands in hospitals. There's no going around and backing up your buddies in the civil service when they went for a jolly. I mean, she did want to keep the chief medical officer, but she said, nah, you know, you're going to have to fall on your sword because you broke lockdown conditions. You've lost credibility. So in this instance, it's purely about how that other geezer that you saw the first video of, he is from Scotland, turning what she's saying into a political constitutional debate rather than a public health debate. And she cites other countries that are prepared to basically do borders between themselves within the country, and we're two separate countries. We don't have a physical border, but we have a geographic boundary. Otherwise, what you would have is Scotland needs a place to stop and start, because that's what we are. We're Scottish, you know, we need a place to stop and start. There's freedom of movement, there's a border there. We are part of a united kingdom, a part of a union, which in my opinion is a bit outdated now compared to where it was way back when it first started. But the aging point that I'm trying to make here is that it wasn't a political, it shouldn't have been dealt with as a political opportunity by the Tory from Aberdeen. It's a bit of a disgrace, as Nicola says. And Nicola's also, you know, guilty of taking political opportunities as well in the past. So, but in this case, she's right to put public health first. Am I being unfair, Barry? Do you want to turn around and give me a kick up the arse for being too SNP?
Oh, I'll always give you a kick up the arse. You don't even need to invite me.
Thank you.
But no, this is coming from a country that thinks Brexit's a great idea. From a country that took the clown out of McDonald's and put him into Downing Street.
This is true.
Actually, I take that back. Ronald McDonald was rather well turned out. No, it's again the part that doesn't work is England's politics has become so grandstandy. I mean, look at the whole power stance crap that Theresa May was involved in. I mean, it was fucking outrageous. I want to just pick you up on a point there, okay?
I don't believe it's England as a whole. All right, I feel that it's kind of centralised out of Westminster and the representation that England get from it, because there's a whole lot of people in England that are, as you know, disgruntled with Westminster the same way as we are in Scotland, and there's a whole bunch as well that, you know, are quite happy to keep the people in power there are the party of the status quo. They're not like a party of the people. And I've just come off a massive 2-hour discussion with an old friend of mine about these very subjects, and he's a conservative voter, but he doesn't believe in the Conservative Party because he doesn't believe that they're conservative. And I'm quoting him when he says they're the party of the status quo, really. I think politics in England is a bit iffy. You know, England did vote majority for Brexit. You're absolutely right. But it all comes from those wankers at Westminster. That's where it ripples out from there. And I think that we need to actually hit that right on the head. That it's not all English people. My dad's English. Okay, that answers a lot of things, I suppose, with me. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Well, I did, but I'm apologising now.
That's okay. I'll send a kick in the arse up in the post.
Thank you.
No, like I say, it's all too grandstandy, and the whole thing is about looking the part and looking like you're doing your job rather than actually doing your job.
Yeah.
When I've got relatives down Bristol way, and I was speaking to my neighbours' relatives and stuff. We were all having a chat, and they were saying, "Oh, yeah, you Scots don't have to pay for your medication." And I said, "Well, so that's true, but the question you should be asking is, why are you being asked to pay for your medication?"
Mm-hmm.
It says, I'll give you an example. I said to the person, "So I'll give you an example." It says, "Who's your local MP?" They didn't know. I said, "I know who mine is. I know where his office is. If I'm not happy with something, I go down there and I'll email them the office, and I'll actually get a correspondence with the person."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The problem with England is they don't know and they don't care about the actual truth of politics. They get the English Broadcasting Corporation and their two-facedness. I mean, look at the whole Alex Salmond. Nick Robinson did a stitch-up job for the BBC on Alex Salmond, and they got away with it.
I know. The funny thing was, looking at that, I can speak wholeheartedly from experience on this. The one word, there was this thing called the vow back in 2014, which was all splattered all over the newspapers, and it was to do with stay within the union and we will give you this. Now, nothing has come of that vow whatsoever. I think we got some marginal tax raising powers from it, but that was it. But nothing else came from it, okay? Now, in my discussion with my friend, alright, I asked him if he'd heard of the vow. And my mate's been, he's from Edinburgh, he's half Italian, he's a good guy, and he hadn't heard of this, and he was very much of the opinion that everybody in Scotland, well, there's a softly hate all the English is how it was put, but I had to disagree with him because I don't hate the English. And I think that many people up here don't hate the English. They're just disillusioned with Westminster. And he had a fair point with the way that he put it across and everything, and I still disagreed with him just from my boots on the ground sort of feeling, but he hadn't heard of the vow at all, and what was said to the Scottish people by all the political leaders, and that surprised me, because I thought this thing was national right the way through these islands, Barry, and it wasn't. He didn't know anything about the vow.
That kind of sounds like an ultimatum.
It was more sort of like, hey, you stay with us, we love you guys. I'm going to find a picture of it, and I will actually try and bring it up in a little while. But it's my whole thing with it all. Hold on a second. My whole thing with all of this is that it's so horrible to think that there's people in these islands, because there's good people all over Great Britain, and you know that I very rarely use Great Britain as a way to describe us, because I don't feel that we're actually great anymore. But I feel...
I think you're great.
You think we're great? Oh, you're nice. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because there's so many people that voted for Boris Johnson, that had great expectations of him. He's delivered Brexit, but I just feel sorry for them. I think that's my superpower, empathy, coming forward again. It's just like, I can feel the disillusionment, and the down in south of the border as well. There's been opinion polls ran that basically say that they prefer the way that Nicola Sturgeon's handled the thing up here compared to anything else, which is crazy to think that they don't have the same trust in their own political leaders. It's a damn shame. It really is a damn shame, to say the least. I'm going to go to one more other little bit of news today, to do with travelling around Europe in Corona world. Dozens of countries that are not in the UK quarantine thing. So these are the air bridge countries, and this is going to have another direct impact on Scotland with people coming to the UK. And this is something as well that that Nicola Sturgeon needs to address. We are still under, I think we're in phase 2 of our easing of lockdown stuff, and they're going to open the borders to a whole bunch of countries with people that could potentially come across and help spread the virus around again. And it's kind of scary to think that could happen. We as a country have taken it that people coming into this country need to self-isolate for 2 weeks. We can't enforce it though. It's impossible to enforce. Absolutely impossible to enforce. And it's super duper scary to think that that's the case. Barry, you as well, being a man that's been involved with a shielding family, having the doors opened to different countries again, potentially bringing the virus when we're just beginning to get under control. How does that make you feel?
We're just sitting there bracing for the next wave, because there'll be a massive wave with this coming.
Yeah.
And as far as the borders, well, each country should be put on a list. For example, if you're coming out of New Zealand, then you should be relatively all right because they're almost completely free.
Mm-hmm.
But from the small case we gave them.
Did we give them a small case?
Yep, they were completely the week they announced they were completely and utterly COVID free. Somebody came from Great Britain and gave them and
oh my God.
Lo and behold, they fucking had it. So
Jesus, that's insane. That's absolutely mental. I look at, is it Janie Godley? Do you ever watch her stuff? The comedian, when she does the voiceovers of the politicians and stuff. She does it.
Yeah, my wife does.
Yeah, I find her hilarious. And when she does Nicola Sturgeon, she's basically saying, we just all need to do what's right, stay the fucking doors, wash our fucking hands, do the right thing, didn't go into crowded places, for fuck's sake, it's a global virus. Okay, even if it's not, we have to treat it like that until it's fixed. Would you all just do what you're told? Fuck this. And that's the attitude to have, really. Until we sort it out. And yeah, okay, the economy, people's lives, blah, blah, blah. Get that. But people's lives. Would you rather die, or would, I just don't know. It's like I get very frustrated. I don't want to get frustrated tonight. Okay, that's kind of me with my thing. There's something I want to talk about towards the end. You'll probably bring it up yourself, Barry. But we will just say one name and we'll talk about it at the end, because I think that we should delve down this rabbit hole as a discussion as a whole. And that is Ghislaine Maxwell being arrested. Ooh, we will talk about that later though. Is that okay? Do you mind talking about that later? Hello?
Yeah, go for it.
We'll talk about it later. Listen, okay, good. Okay, we're going to go to your entertainment news towards the end as well, Barry, but I want to bring up Cognac wanted to talk a wee bit about similar sort of lockdowny, resurgency things where he's from. Are you in the house, Cognac? Can you hear us, brother?
I'm here.
It seems to be a bit laggy with the comms tonight coming in from
I'm
Discord.
here. I'm sorry. I was I had to pull up the thing and make sure I was correct on everything I looked up.
Cool.
The rules and regulations, laws and restrictions during this corona outbreak have been really interesting. Their ability to tell people that they were going to reopen places, send people back to work, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only been like 2 weeks since they enacted that, if I'm correct. And we have not only spiked, but it doubled, if anything. And then now they want to say that 70% of let's just say our state, in a sense, 70% of California or 70% of the U.S. is looking at going back to square one of the rules and restrictions. Our county will be, as of July 3rd, put on something called like a state watch list thing. I'm not sure what that means, or if it's like because our numbers are actually escalating a little quicker now. But so all of this happened because here's how I see it. So 60% of our medical beds are being used currently, and that's for the whole county. And then they send people to work. Twice as many people get sick. Twice as many people end up in healthcare. Twice as many people end up having that kind of money from the states to spend to help, because depending whether they have insurance or don't have insurance. So in the long run, they were willing to let people out, get sick, and all to try to boost the economy a little bit, when probably the amount in healthcare coverage for people that have insurance and everyone that ended up in the hospital bed or ICU, I don't know if that outweighs or if that even like made it even worth it. It's like basically what they're saying is we should have never sent you out in the world to work in the first place.
Wow.
Because we basically just made it twice as worse. So it's like we never should have. These people didn't even have to get sick, but they did due to their choices and actions. And now we're looking at some interesting new numbers, and our county of San Diego, just itself, just the little tiny county of San Diego, we went up 4,000 since.
How many?
There was a day within the last 24 hours we went up 4,000.
Wow.
And then, so we're essentially, they're basically saying they want to go back to everyone has to wear a mask outside here now again. There's going to be more restriction and watch on it, and all of it's just truthfully due to choices. I'm just surprised, to be honest, in the long run of how it turned out.
So
it made me realize,
when you go out and about, Cognac, when you go out and about, are you wearing a mask?
I only go out a quarter mile. I've never left more than a quarter mile outside the house in the last
I just want to make sure that you're safe, brother. That's all. I just want to make sure that you're doing the right thing.
I wear a mask to walk about a quarter mile, if that's even less, to across the street to use an ATM and come back, so I don't have to go to the bank.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
but
I don't know whether. On you go.
It's like here, I have some underlying issues that, of course, I really don't want to have to deal with possibly getting sick. The worst things I do, of course, are order food sometimes, but I do it by guideline rules of high acidity, extremely hot temperature, spicy, and basically anything where the viruses and bacteria can't even survive or breed in the first place. That's how I order my food. And then besides that, I have found a way to just keep myself tech involved inside, and I go out into the yard and do laundry out there and do stuff out in the yard to keep myself a little bit of air and activity. But other than that, our area's numbers, in just 2 hours away from here, of course, we have LA, which is, they're saying we're basically between us and them, because of the distance, we're hitting New York kind of style problems.
Wow.
So I hope that people this time do take this seriously this time around, because we were all led to believe that it wasn't as serious for a moment, and just that led to a double cataclysmic event.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's exactly what's kind of happening over here. It's we've I think that we need to take it seriously. I think that we have to balance it off the way that the economy's run as well. There's so many people that think that it's not as bad as it actually is because they've not had it or they've not been touched by it. I get all that. I understand that's human nature.
Also, cousin that actually now was made aware that we have also a couple family members outside the state here of California, but in another state that they were. I now have like family that sticks to the tendency of how real it is. That's how real I know it is now, in even that sense.
It's frightening. And do you know something? It's not that the survivability rate is not too bad. People do survive this. Okay, it's what the problem is the fact that it's so goddamn contagious. Okay, and it's the overwhelming of the health services which has the greatest impact, and then not receiving the right treatment, or if you've got a weak immune system like myself or a member of Barry's family, might not be able to survive actually having this, because it would ravage us. And there's just, you just have, for people like me, I've got to take it seriously. I have to take it seriously. I don't have a choice in that matter. Okay, and for other people in the same position, they have to do it. So when we see people not taking it seriously, it has a direct impact on our mental well-being, simply because we think we want to get back to our normal life too. Can we not just all work together to see this through to the end, to make sure it works? Or do you just want to cull us all? Is it because we're the weak and the infirm? Do we all need to die for everybody else to move on? I'm beginning to feel that sometimes when I see how people are misbehaving and not taking it seriously. I mean, the facts are in the figures, right? If there's a resurgence, okay, of the virus, it's because people are not following the rules, because it's contagious. I said yesterday that they use this sort of like these little pockets of resurgence. They talk about like Leicester and then potentially other places, but this virus wasn't evenly spread throughout these islands. There was concentrations of it in different areas anyway. So these concentrations, like in Leicester just now, where it's spiked again, alright, and potentially everybody who was in Bournemouth last weekend, like having a party on the beach, okay, wherever they're from, they're going to see trends and spikes and stuff like that potentially too as well. However, this is what was going on anyway. They're just repackaging the same problem, the same thing, because it wasn't like a nice sort of thin film of butter over toast sort of virus across the whole country. I think that is a fair thing to say, because in Scotland we've got less of it. Yes, we've got less of a population, but we've also got less of a percentage per population now as well. So it's pockets of this everywhere, and you're experiencing the same thing in California as well, mate. You really are. It's horrible. It's tragic.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Let's have a quick hello to people that are out there. Just like Morgan has been chit-chatting left, right and centre. Celine, I don't know whether you're still here. We're going to come and visit you later because we like you. We're going to wave to you. And there's a whole few other people that are sitting in the back that are not speaking, which is fine. I don't mind that. You can give us a wave later.
Oh, quote of the day from some lady in office was, "I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear my underwear. Things need to breathe."
Oh my God.
Yeah, I literally said it right on the. It was beautiful. Not in that like it wasn't beautiful in a good way. It was just like, it was beautiful to just know that's our. That's who runs us.
I think there's a time and a place for a mask.
That's one person who runs. That's one of the people who helps run everything. Like, why? Like, what does that statement mean in the long run?
Yeah. Nah, it's mental. Totally mental. I went to, if I need to go, I'm not supposed to go in a public area, but if I'm walking along the street going for a walk and I can see that there's more people coming towards me, I whip out and put a mask on. Okay, if I'm going for a walk in the woods and I know there's not going to be anybody there, okay, I've still got a mask in my pocket, I'm not going to wear a mask there. If I was of the right mind to be able to go into, not the right mind, the right healthy thing to be able to go into a shop, I'd be wearing a fucking mask, right? I'd be wearing a mask to go into a shop. I don't like the masks. I hate the masks. I think the masks are shit, okay? But to be perfectly honest, you have to wear them, alright? You have to wear them. I would make my children wear a mask if they had to go shopping with anybody. Or
Hey,
they
if
had
you
to go
wear
to
them,
the
people
shops.
get out of your way faster. You get to the front of lines faster. You know what? It can be used as a great deterrent
That's
of like
yeah, I had never thought
getting
of
from
that.
A to B.
You could go and you could spray yourself so you're looking like kind of sweaty before you go into the shop. So you look like you're kind of sweating, and just start going through the mask
Just
and breathe
cough.
heavily. Just start to cough. No, I watched a video
Yeah.
yesterday about people in America that consider themselves to be entitled about not wearing masks and going around coughing directly at people and stuff. I was like, whoa, that's kind
Yeah,
of
it's the
crazy.
millennial generation.
Oh wow, these were older people as well, mate. Though these were older people. It was kind of scary. You know something? What do you
Wait,
do?
really? And older people too?
Yeah. I'll
Oh,
find the
we've
video.
reached a great-
It was on Facebook. So it must be true because it came from Facebook.
All we
That's
need to do is start watering all our crops over here with Gatorade, and we're like in the clear for idiocracy.
Gatorade.
You say that
crops.
like it's a bad thing.
That's mental. Oh, listen, enough coronavirus stuff. I think we were all fully like deflated because of that. I'm going to move to Barry with his entertainment news, and then we will finish off tonight the newsy stuff with Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend being arrested, and as many dark jokes as we possibly can say about that don't offend people. Because she's got it fucking coming, I swear to God. Anyway, Barry, the mic is yours. Let's hear all about your entertainment news, brother.
Well, Amazon Studios have just licensed a TV series to Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy.
Okay. And this is going to be entertaining, is it?
They're the ones behind the reboot of Westworld.
Shut up!
See, the first season of Westworld was good. The second one's iffy, and I've not watched the third one. I don't know whether I'm going to enjoy it or not, because I didn't think the second one was good as the first. Is the third one any good?
Yes, it's not too bad. But the thing these guys are actually getting their teeth into is the Fallout TV series.
What, they're going to
Wait,
make
a Fallout
a
TV
Fallout
series?
TV series? Really? Holy shit.
The worldwide best-selling game franchise Fallout is headed to television via Prime Video, following months of deal-making between Amazon Studios and Bethesda Entertainment, who currently hold the rights, although did not invent it. It's been licensed to Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy to develop for a TV adaptation, which everybody is freaking out. It's called Kilter. The duo's production company is Kilter Films, and there's been a short Easter egg thing put on by the Fallout Twitter account, and it's basically just saying that it's the Fallout TV thing that with the Fallout holding page that then changes and fizzles out to Kilter Films, and then it fades back out again to Gunfire.
Oh, what? This could be quite awesome, because I have to say they did do a great job of the first Westworld. I was gripped by it, and it was very dark and deep, and a very, very cerebral storyline going all the way through it, that so many people turned round and were like, whoa, not too into that at all, but wow. You know, I totally got it, which was good. We've just had somebody with, I can't read the name. Greetings in Canada, my Canadian friend.
Fallout War, you'll be happy we told you what to do after Fallout 4.
No, Fallout would be amazing. As a TV series, that would
special.
just be astounding.
They just gave me...
Yeah.
I'm so excited, actually. That was exciting news. Just, that was very...
And the cherry on the top of the cake is the next heavy rumour that Kathleen Kennedy is indeed leaving the Star Wars world at the end of the year.
Oh, superb. Who's taken over? We got a person taking over.
Well, I'm kind of guessing they're going to just basically run with Dave Filoni.
Well, Dave Filoni and John, what's his name? Happy from...
Oh, and yeah, well, I think Filoni's probably the easiest choice to make. But the new director for the next Star Wars film has been announced.
Okay. Who's that then?
It's our dear old friend Taika.
Really?
Taika?
You think that's going to be... What one did Taika do again?
Well, he's Thor.
Oh, no, that'll
I
be
like
okay.
Thor.
And don't forget, Taika has already produced episodes of and story arcs of The Mandalorian.
Yeah. That'll be okay then. That's in good hands. That's safe.
Oh yeah, everybody should trust Korg.
Everybody should trust Korg. Would you like to get on this spaceship here and fly away with us? Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. We like Korg.
This is Meek. Oh, I think I killed him. I just haven't put him down yet.
You heard Mandalorian, yes. Morgan, Mandalorian was mentioned there, without a doubt. No, that's good news. I quite like the sound of that. That's quite epic. Because the episodes of which ones did he do of the Mando? He did a couple of the actiony ones in the Mando, didn't he? Did he not do? Was it the prison one that he did?
He's the one that had me call all the Jar Jars.
Funny. No, that's good. I quite like that. I'm very pleased that Kathleen Kennedy. Is it Kathleen Kennedy? Is that her name?
Yeah, sorry, but she was never the right person
No, she was
for the job.
She's more of a business person. She's not like somebody. You need somebody that's production minded and Star Wars centric to be able to take control of that franchise. And Dave Filoni and John, whatever his name is, the whole. If you've not watched the series called Gallery on Disney, you need to watch it, because if you consider that these people, their hands is the future of Star Wars, it gives you great comfort to know this, because these people are special. Dave Filoni is exceptionally special. I don't care what anybody says about him. He kind of lives, breathes, eats, shits, drinks, regurgitates and swallows back again Star Wars until he's blue in the face and choking on the stuff.
I can't wait for the Boba Fett movie.
Do you think they'll do one?
And a Boba Fett movie? That'd be awesome.
They are doing a Boba Fett movie, and they also have Jango Fett already signed up.
I know that Jango, the guy that played Jango, is going to be in The Mandalorian. I didn't know that he was going to be doing a Star Wars movie though about Boba. You know? Oh
yeah, they had the Boba one kind of semi lined up, and they weren't sure, and then it got put on hold, and then Mandalorians kind of came out, and they've all went, oh crap, we need to do something now.
Yeah.
So it's but there's also a Obi-Wan movie coming out.
Yeah, it's the Obi-Wan I'm really looking forward to.
Wow, they're just getting down, aren't they?
Yeah, the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie is something. And is it going to be our Scotsman playing Obi-Wan?
Yes.
No, that'd be good. And is the timeline set when he's on Tatooine? Do you think it's going to be then, when Luke's just a kid? Because that's what I want to see.
It's basically, what did Ben spend all his time doing, essentially?
Playing with his lightsaber, polishing it repeatedly, annoying Tusken Raiders, and
it's the thing that's like, this is the weapon of a Jedi. I know, I'll look straight into it.
Yep, it's those little creatures on the island with Luke Skywalker when Luke's thrown the lightsaber away, and it's sitting there, and the what are they called? The porgs or something?
Jawas?
And the porgs, yeah, the little bird creatures. What the fuck? Don't sneak in like that. I shit my
Yes.
fucking pants.
Jawas, don't listen to me.
My son just came in and just went, and porgs, and I swear to God, I thought it was a monster. You would eat a porg, you might get some sort of disease. I know it's only Wookiees that can eat porgs. Okay, which is one of those things. But it's when the porg was jumping up and down in the lightsaber, and there was another porg sitting in front of it. I thought, yes, please do it, because these are annoying little creatures. And the scene, they missed a perfect bit as well. See when Chewbacca's like roasting a porg, and he growls at the rest of them, and one little porg sort of like stands there looking at him. Okay, I think they should have had a cut scene to the next bit when they had like 8 or 9 porgs on the spit after that to say, fuck you porgs, you're shit little creatures anyway, but you're delicious. I think you would eat a pork. Yeah, you'd eat a pork. Yeah.
But also how they film the Mandalorian is quite an eye opener as well.
Yeah, the whole volume thing. If you've, like I say, no spoilers for that, okay? No spoilers. If you've
the virtual sets.
Yeah. It's called the volume. The studio is called the volume where they do it. It's like the big screens, and it's LED screens as well, isn't it? That's there. So it's like a massive. It's not even projector screens. It's like a massive. I'm sure is it LED?
Yeah, and they've also it's
LED lights.
yeah, probably. And also there's some on the roof as well.
Yeah. So it's like a sort of a big sort of concave type of thing going over, and they can put set props in front of it, but they get depth and light and everything. So they get like, would you stop running around? Okay, honestly,
I'll be right
no
back.
Need for that behaviour at all. All right? No, you don't need to do that. I'm sorry, everybody. Just now, I've got children that are running around behind me just now that are going to wake up my other baby. You can't do that. Okay. Thank you. I love you, but please stop it. Okay. Right, good. Sorry about that, guys. What was I saying? Yes, the volume with the convex big screen, put props in it, you get the natural light, you get the depth. And was it the Unreal Engine that you told me that actually does this, Barry?
Oh, Unreal Engine. They've been around forever. I still remember the first time I've actually heard of the Unreal Engine. It was Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament. I'm sure it was the... Can you still hear us, Barry? Your mic's gone muted.
Oh, he said he'd be right back.
All right, no problem. That's okay. I never heard him saying that. That's good, because I was in the process of telling my children off. Haha. No, the Mandalorian, the way that it was all put together, fantastic. Epic show. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it anymore, though, because I will get carried away and all the rest of it. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, Cognac, before I start jumping on about Jeffrey Epstein's, what's her name's, Ghislaine Maxwell?
Is there anything else I want to talk about? I think I'm good.
Good.
Right,
I'm going to finish up.
All of that news was like super happy, awesome.
No, the Corona news is always going to be a kick in the balls, to be perfectly honest, until people start getting their finger out and
but
doing
to
the right
finish
thing.
it up with what I just heard, though, very definitely put my brain in that happy spot.
And this also might put your brain in the happy spot as well, because justice may be further served to the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, because British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell and ex-girlfriend of convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein has been charged in the United States after being arrested by the FBI. She's been charged, where's her charges? She was charged with luring or trafficking underage people into sex, and several counts of perjury in court as well. So I think that the people that were in Jeffrey Epstein's list of everything will be shitting themselves all over again with Ghislaine Maxwell, because she's not going to protect them. So there's already been some very dark jokes on the internet saying, let me be the first to say that I feel sorry for Ghislaine's family on her suicide in the prison. that's a pretty sick thing to say, but I've got to admit, when Barry and I first talked about it earlier on, I says it wouldn't surprise me if she is suicided as well, because the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is far bigger than any other sort of like ring of sexual depravity that's ever hit the world. So this is very upbeat for me to think, yes, why didn't they get her in the first place? You know, do you know that, I don't know if you've seen the photograph of Prince Andrew with his alleged victim. I'm saying alleged because, well, that's bullshit. It's actually, as far as I'm concerned, he did sleep with this woman, this underage girl, and was seen several times at locations owned by Jeffrey Epstein with this young lady. The photograph that was used, that people said was photoshopped, in the background, clear as day, you see Ghislaine Maxwell. So it's always been, when I first saw that, I says, that's Ghislaine Maxwell. What? Why don't they just go and fucking ask her? She's not going to say anything, but you know, eventually the truth will come out.
If they wait too long, she'll end up with Stockholm Syndrome, and then she really won't say anything. If anything, she won't even actually testify against him if they wait too long. You gotta be careful with that kind of stuff.
I think she'll be shit scared just now. I think that she'll be sitting there crying into a great big Ghislaine pillow just now, going, I don't know what to do. Just fucking tell everybody. We're all curious at the best times. We want justice for the fucking victims. You know, this man was, if you could personify a narcissist, a sexual predator that was a purebred narcissist in every element, Jeffrey Epstein was that man. And he was charming as fuck as well. That was his superpower. He gave the impression, you know, that he cared about you and listened and wanted you to be his friend and everything. When you watch, I don't know if you've watched the Epstein documentaries on Netflix, Cognac. You need to watch them, because it's a right eye-opener, and that's kind of the tame end of what's available to watch about him. And it's still quite graphic when you sort of read it all. It's the story of him from beginning to end, and it's 4 episodes long, and it's a real eye-opener. So if you want an insight into the world of Jeffrey Epstein, go and watch it on Netflix, man. It's definitely an eye-opener, without a doubt. Definitely an eye-opener. But yes, there we go. So
it sounds like American Psycho.
Back again.
No, we've just finished talking about Ghislaine Maxwell,
in real
how basically you and I said straight when we talked about that earlier on, basically, what was it? Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if she was suicided in her cell in that shit place? And then you said that somebody else said it on their show as well. Let me be the first to say, sorry about to Ghislaine Maxwell's family on her suicide in prison. You know, it's something will happen to her, or she'll get off scot-free because she's a socialite in society. You know, it's a terrible thing. But go and watch the documentaries; it's well worth it.
I don't think she'll get off, because they wouldn't have arrested her, I don't think, unless they had stuff on her.
Well, I think.
But guess what?
What?
The judge has said that Trump's niece can release her book.
That who can release her book?
Release her book? She had a book.
Trump's niece.
Oh. That will be interesting.
What's the deal with that?
Well, apparently she's revealing a whole bunch of shit about the family.
Shazam! Oh, shaka!
I wish I could see your hands doing that action for that Cognac at the same time. No, that's going to be an interesting book
man.
to read.
She literally, that is some prime, like, boundaries. That is the moment she's just set her foot down. That's gnarly. And she's just allowed to publish. She's going to be allowed to just publish the book?
Miss Trump is still bound by the agreement which she signed in 2001 after the argument about the family inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
But it was put in place to protect their family's privacy, the New York Times have said. But the judge on Wednesday said the agreement could have altered by the fact that Donald Trump has now become president, and therefore she's free to release her book.
Wow, that's insane. That would be really, really, really an interesting read, to be perfectly honest. That kind of blows me away. When people do tell all, reveal all things, or even just have a couple of juicy tidbits in a book about a family like the Trumps, it's got to be worth having that on your bookshelf, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you really have to.
Loophole.
You know, it kind of, it's like, yes.
Loopholes are gnarly.
Oh, man. Any other entertainment news from you, Barry? You're breaking up
Also,
there, brother.
speaking of court cases and stuff, Johnny,
Hold on. I don't know whether...
the Sun newspaper.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Depp is being allowed to sue the Sun newspaper.
Actually referred to him as a wife beater.
They had to wait because he got in trouble for hitting her with a phone.
But he didn't, though, mate. That's the thing.
Now, here's the thing. He has a separate court case by Aquaman.
Sorry, hold on a second. You're breaking up badly there. I'm just going to make sure that
You what?
You're breaking up really badly. All I heard was every second word about Aquaman. I am about to shut down everything else that I don't need on here.
Yeah. Amber Heard has been dropped by, or is reported to have been dropped by the new Aquaman film.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Yeah, well, her character, or at least her as an actress playing that character, has been dropped by the film because in new evidence against the that he is suing Amber Heard for, Amber Heard's makeup artist said she did Amber's makeup days after the phone was allegedly thrown at her face, and found no evidence of marking whatsoever.
Wow.
The initial cop report was Johnny went mental and smashed up the place. Or sorry, that's what Amber Heard said. The actual statements by the police officers who attended said the place was not in disarray, nothing was lying smashed, and there was no evidence or reason to believe that anything untoward has actually happened. And they did not notice any damage or injuries to Amber Heard, otherwise they would have acted at that time.
That's insane. That is actually friggin' mental. It's
yeah, not only that, but Amber Heard's ex-girlfriend has also stated that she was abusive in their relationship as well.
Oh my god. People like that, okay, that cry wolf and could potentially hurt you, or are psychopathic enough to do things like that, they need to be in jail. They need to be punished. You can't go around potentially ruining somebody's life with false accusations. With genuine accusations, yeah, fuck yeah, go and just nail them to the wall, in my opinion. But false accusations are as bad as what you're accusing the person of, because you've made it up in your head. You know, to accuse somebody of wife beating, to accuse somebody of molesting children, to accuse somebody of, you know, mentally abusing somebody over the years, everything like that, okay? To do that, okay, and to have no grounds for it, you deserve to be in jail. You don't deserve to be part of society, because you're going out of your way to make the world think less of somebody in a criminal element. You know, if that person is a wife beater, is an abuser, they need to go into jail. Absolutely. But if you make that shit up because it basically shines a very, very nasty light upon that person, and that person's life is basically scrutinized by society publicly and legally, all right? And if there is no evidence whatsoever and it's been found that you have made that shit up, you need to be taken outside and slapped about a bit. And I mean that metaphorically. I mean you need to go to jail. Alright? But slapped about before you go to jail. Metaphorically. Alright? I'm not condoning violence in the slightest, okay? But
I fully agree with you. And I've dealt with a couple of people in my time that are like that, and I will tell you something. The reason at first why they don't get caught, or why they don't get in trouble, or why no one actually believes you and they might believe them, is because they know how...
are you still there? You're breaking up there, brother. I think the internet doesn't like us tonight.
yourself look like a better victim and no one would ever actually suspect it. And those kind of people, the only way I was ever able to deal with them is by just going, okay, you know what? Instead of actually reacting to you, I know people know me and I know they know you. I'm just not going to actually engage, and I'll let them believe what they want to believe, and if they know me like they do, they will either...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
they will believe you, and I will understand that.
There's people that have been I know people that have been in similar situations where they've been accused of things that are non-existent. They've used it to wriggle themselves out of potential issues, and it's wrong. It truly is absolutely wrong to do such a thing. But people do it. People are crazy enough to do things like that, Cognac. It's
because it's the fear of accepting one's own blame or issue, thus creating an issue elsewhere makes yours seem less apparent and not visually seen.
It's insane. It's horrible.
Speaking of being fearful, Florida sheriff says he may deputize gun owners against protesters.
Nice, idiots.
Oh, well, wait. What? Is that anything like our since the epidemic, our gun sales over here went up threefold? It was like me wondering, like, do people really think we're going to hit zombie status?
Florida Sheriff, Jacksonville, Florida, Clay County Sheriff Darrell Daniels is no stranger to making viral videos and being tough on crime. Sounds like a complete tool. But he said he is not against the idea of deputizing gun owners against protesters. Gee, I wonder how that'll end out.
So is that why the gun sales went up threefold? Is that really the whole...
It's insane.
But you see, that could, if they've got their head screwed on, absolutely bankrupt the state of Florida.
Just with lawsuits.
If the state has deputized complete morons and halfwits, which I'm willing to bet they've not done test checks, even IQ tests for that matter, on half the people they're willing to put it up against, then that is an illegal representative of the state, and you can sue the living crap out of them if they do something against the law.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow. Let's do it. Why can't we be deputized over here? Cool.
This is an old one. I thought it was a new one, but it was an old one. I was getting my hopes up. But hey, it's a fun story, so I can give you the headline.
Okay.
Cop who assaulted 13 women cries like a little baby as he receives 263 years.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! 263 years, and he'll be out next week on good behaviour. Yeah.
Bits of them might be.
Bits of them might be.
Not if he runs into Don Dolito.
Wow.
Or no, Don Quixote. Never want to run into Don Quixote.
That's crazy. I am just setting up to do a couple of ripples tonight. I don't want to do too many. I want to go and visit Celine for a laugh and just wave to her again because she was so much fun. Did you see Celine the other night there, Cognac? This I think she's Filipino lassie.
Oh yes, yes I did.
She was so much fun. And she came on earlier on to say hello here as well. How nice was that? I really appreciate that when she came on as well. You're live on my stream. So
you would never be able to guess it, but I am part Filipino myself.
Say that again, brother.
You would never be able to guess it, but I'm part Filipino myself.
Shut up. Really?
And Korean. Filipino, Korean, Indian, Hispanic, German.
Indian as in Indian curries or Native American?
Blackfoot.
Wow.
Blackfoot Indian.
Wow.
So the
Fun fact:
no.
You're the only person on the stream that's allowed to do that.
Why
oh, that's pretty funny.
Why can't we do that? Would that be just be racist or something?
That would be racist, mate.
Wait, what happened to the free friend pass? Like you all get like one free shot at any of my races, right? And I get a free shot at your guys.
I've never ever heard of the free friend pass.
And if that's a thing, then I'm saving mine up. Thank you.
Yes.
Sweet.
Do we accumulate them over the years? The longer that we're friendly with you, do we get like every 6 months we get another pass? And can they be?
I accept rollover jokes. I accept rollovers.
Except rollovers. I'm not rolling over for you, Cognac. Okay, all right. Not anyway. Not without like.
I did an ancestry DNA test.
Uh-oh. Did you find out that you weren't from Earth?
I am 70% Ireland and Scottish, specifically Scottish Lowlands. I am 26% England, Wales, and Western Europe, particularly Scottish Lowlands, Northern England, and Scottish border and within the Northumberland area, and 4% Norwegian.
Wow, I'm
cool,
100% asshole. I can't help it.
We know.
You know, that's just who I am. I can't help it.
We know.
Yes, you know.
But I also did a check for relatives.
Huh?
I have crap tons.
Okay. Where's the most exotic one?
Hold on, let me find where the map is.
Oh, you've got. Did they give you a map for these things?
Well, it's yeah, because it's listed. It's you have to be registered for them to figure it out.
Uh-huh.
So I've got lots in the States actually, and in Canada, but I also have some in Australia and New Zealand.
I'm going to have to do one of these DNA things. I think that would be fun actually.
But yeah, I've got 17 in the UK. I've got one in Argentina.
And are these all people that are part of the same DNA testing organisation that are on their registers?
Yes.
That's amazing. So there could potentially be hundreds of more of your family relatives out there that are not registered or done this test as well.
Yes.
That's fucking scary.
Insert remark about future project, blah blah blah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's like these are the ones that have actually decided to register, and the closest relative I have is a third cousin.
Oh snap!
Wow.
And again, they're estimating based on DNA matching.
Okay. Sorry, I've just had
So no siblings or
through.
parents or anything like that.
Right, carry on speaking, Barry. Just now, I've got 2 conversations going on here, 3 including yours just now. So, yes, I am. What do you want?
I've met up with. I messaged a whole bunch of them, and messaged one of them that was there, who's from Perth, I think, and she's currently in the UK preparing to emigrate with her for a green card, which she's just got given the go ahead for.
Wow.
So she can marry her American fiance.
That's amazing. That's really quite exciting, actually, when you hear things like that.
So yeah, we had a little chat and tried to figure out who the hell it was that we were related to.
But you figured it all out.
We believe it's like a great granny's sister or something.
Uh-huh.
Great
Granny. Right, listen, let's enough rambling about this. Let's do some ripples just to finish off with, because I would like to go to my bed about 12 tonight. Maybe not. I probably won't get to bed at that time. It's been quite a quiet evening tonight. Thank you everybody for joining us. If you don't know what ripples are, ripples is where we jump in at the end of the show, go and find somebody else's live stream to just to jump in and send them some positive love. Barry likes to take the mickey out of me when I don't get anybody responding. I like to laugh at the people that get very confused about things, and I even turn around and occasionally get somebody jumping across into our stream as well. So this is the thing I'm going to put down in the chat. This is what I send them. It says, greetings from Scotland, sending you hugs and positive vibes. You're also on my live stream, so give us a wave. But you're on my second account, so it will not affect your watch time. So basically what happens is, if I was to use this account that we're streaming from to go and look and watch people, alright, it would directly affect their watch time by 50% if I'm streaming them into my stream. So what I do is I go and open a different type of browser and then go into that and capture that and bring it into my stream, which is apparently completely different, which is really good. So we're actually going to go and see Celine, because we saw Celine earlier on tonight. She came onto the stream just to say hello. So let me just make sure that we get this part set up just now. Hold on a wee second. No, we don't want that one. We need to... Where is it? It is... Where is it? Microsoft Edge. There we go. Fantastic. That's what we want. Excellent. And we're there. So we will bring this across the now. Superb. And there is our Celine right there. That's who came. This young lady came in to say hello to us earlier on, which was superbly nice of her. We are green across the board, so we shouldn't have any problems at all doing this. But let's pop in, say hello to her, see if she freaks out because we've come to say hello to her. Fingers crossed that we can get this done, and then we will give her a cheer as well. Oh, it's taken ages. Why is it taking ages? Oh no, here we go. Let me just have a quick look at the process.
Gaming, hello to you, and mega shoutout. Salamat po sa iyong mga pagtambay-tambay dyan. Ayan, mega shoutout po sa inyo pong lahat. Ayan, ako na yung magbababa ng road to 1K, tapos ikaw na yung magbababa kay
she gets her own special message because we like her, which is good.
Ayan, sige po. Dikitan din po natin yung ating mga sponsors dyan. Ayan. Malapit na rin mag-road to 1K tong si Rosie. Magwa 1K na din si Rosie. Malapit na.
Right, so she gets her own personal message.
Cover OK TV. Hello to you and shout out. Pwede po ba sumali? Sure. May jacket ka na po.
Come on.
RBINC daan lang po para makatamsak mga host.
The stream's a wee bit erratic just now because I've got so much running.
At mga ano dyan, magandang gabi dyan. Hosting tamsak ko muna to. Thank you, Lex TV, mga kamigs. Alright, ayan na sila. Mega shoutout po sa inyong lahat.
Mega shoutout. I think we'll get a mega shoutout tonight.
Ayan, Kickers TV done. Hiya, lady, nice to see you again. Hugs from Scotland. Hello, Mojax Happy. Mega shout out to you. You know, my internet connection is not blurred. I don't know why.
It's nice to see you.
Ayan, thank you for coming to my LS. Mojax Happy.
Yeah,
hello.
I think that we've hung a wee bit, haven't we?
You know, my internet connection is not good. That's why. So sad. Ayan,
no, don't you worry, your internet connection fine, sweetheart. It's all good. Right, no, I'm going to come out of this just now because I think, let me just have a quick look. Yeah, we're running a bit hot again just now. I think I'm forcing it to do a bit too much now. With everything that's going on. We're not going to do any more ripples. It was nice to pop in and see Celine, but we're not getting, I've got like an amber alert coming up on my YouTube studio saying there's not enough data being received across, and I think we might have lost a few people watching it as well because it's just dropped right out. I think the stream might... Are you still there, boys?
I am indeed.
Yeah, it's. I think that I've pushed the limits of the processor tonight, which is fine. I don't mind. We'll call it a night there. Anyway, we will call it a night. You're getting some buffering. Going to reboot your browser, right? Cool. Nah, I'm getting buffering as well, Morgan. Don't worry about it, pal. It's right across the whole thing. It's weird because the stream started off totally green. It was green when we actually clicked on Celine. And then it's not. My CPU is also sitting at 100, so it's not sending as much data across. I don't know how it works. Barry will be able to tell me better than anything else. But listen, are we going to hang out in Discord for half an hour, Barry?
Yeah, why not?
If anybody's on Discord, please feel free to jump into the Radio Apocalypse voice chat channel. We will go across there happily and have a good chat. Listen, Cognac and Barry, thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. I do appreciate your time. I'm just going to wrap up the show just now. So say your goodbyes, gentlemen, please.
Goodbye, gentlemen, please.
Thank you for that, Barry.
It has been a most excellent
It's been most excellent. I will see you. Don't disappear, Cognac. I will see you in Discord in about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm just going to say goodbye to many people. And I think that music's a bit loud that I've just put on. Is it? You want you down. Down you go. And where's that music coming from? Is that the music on there? Yeah, there we go. Right, good. We like the banjo music. Okay, thank you everybody that's been on the stream tonight. Thank you everybody that's come to watch. Big thank you to Morgan Riley, the Morgan Riley Show, who is our brand spanking new mod. Thank you very much for always helping us out, my friend. It is always most appreciated. And thank you everybody else that was watching as well. I didn't really get to come in to chat that much tonight. We were too busy talking amongst ourselves. I feel that I've neglected you. But know that I do appreciate every single one of you for coming in. Tomorrow we're back on at 6:30 AM with, hang on, is it this way? It's this way. There we go, with this thing here, the early show. And if you need to see any of our stuff, that's up here. That's the Radio Apocalypse bit. And I want to say, go and follow Celine. You know, she's a lovely girl, full of energy. She just does these funny live streams all about small YouTubers doing small YouTubey things. So yeah, we will see you all mañana morning. Okay, take care. Oh, and if you want to come and chat in Discord, we'll be in Discord in the next 5 minutes or so. See you all soon.